Well, I don't know if I like your tone. It's most challenging. Is that what you're doing, challenging me?
I object to you. I object to intellect without discipline. I object to power without constructive purpose.
Welcome back to the garage. Thank you, guys. My name is Nora. This is Raised in Scientology, y'all. Okay. So I had a live schedule. I'm still going to do that. We're going to do that in a minute. But breaking news. Hot off of Tony Ortega's presses, y'all. He's just put out this article, like literally right now. Judge Alameda refers Danny Masterson's appeal lawyers to the bar for juror contacts. She is pissed with a capital P, y'all. Let's read it here. Hot off the press. At a hearing in Los Angeles this morning, Judge Charlene Alameda let Danny Masterson's appeals lawyers know just on how unhappy she was with their contacts with jurors from the trial that sent Masterson to prison last year, right? Don't forget, the appeals lawyers were like going all around trying to contact everybody. Megan Cuniff, who was there this morning, and let us know what happened. Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Charlene Alameda is referring Danny Masterson's appellate attorneys Cliff Gardner and Eric Molthup and their investigator to the California State Bar for possible discipline related to their contacts with jurors who convicted Masterson of raping last year. Alameda this morning rejected Deputy District Attorney Reinhold Muller's request for an evidentiary hearing because she said she didn't believe she can hold one while the case is on appeal. Okay, like she didn't think that was jurisprudence to do that. So instead, she was like, I'm sending your asses to the bar. Mueller said jurors deserve to know how attorneys obtain their information. Absolutely they do. They're not wondering about it if they're called for jury duty again, right? It's just crazy. Alameda said the jury foreperson had written a new letter saying that Masterson's trial attorney, Sean Hawley, did nothing wrong when contacting her. The juror wrote the letter after the Los Angeles Times article specifically indicated there was no misconduct or harassment by Miss Hawley in any way. As the Bunker pointed out in its story, breaking the news of the juror contacts, Hawley reached out to a juror only a month after the trial in 2023. But then earlier this year, jurors complained to the court about the appellate team showing up at their homes. Okay, the issue, the judge said, is not about Hawley, a trial attorney, but about the appellate team's contacts, including investigator Linda Larson. Linda. Hearing that, Masterson's other lawyer, Philip Cohen, told Hawley, I'm not trying to be flippant, but I don't know why I'm here. Alameda said she wanted to ensure Alameda said she wanted to ensure that she didn't engage in ex parte communication. Then she allowed Cohen, wearing a burgundy suit and gray three-piece, to leave the courtroom. Hawley said she wanted to stay to see how this unfolds. Okay, so you had Hawley there, you had Cohen there, and the appellate team. Okay, but Hawley has been exonerated by the judge already. Okay, so Hawley gave Alameda copies of screenshots of her correspondence with the juror she reached out to in 2023 and said she was perfectly upfront about who I am, right? She didn't like try and, I'm here doing a survey, you know, like she told her who she was. She told her who she was, right? She said she was disappointed Mueller didn't check with her before filing an evidentiary hearing. Like, bro, give me a heads up. It's just very disappointing to me as a colleague that he would not contact me. Hawley said, because I've done nothing wrong. Okay. But it's the same shit, different air freshener, as Serge says. Molthup said contacting jurors to determine if misconduct occurred during the trial is a legitimate and important goal. But Olmedo said the concern is how the communications took place. The judge focused on an alternate juror's statement that the investigator said, "So you refused to participate?" when she didn't want to talk. Mothop said that Larson didn't have a chance to tell the woman she didn't have to talk, but Olmedo took issue with the wording of Larson's question. Like, you start, if you're going to tell somebody you don't have to talk, you start with that. Like, listen, you don't have to participate. You don't have to talk. You don't have to say anything. But am I to understand by your refusal that you're refusing to participate? Like, that would be a different, like, phraseology other than, "So you refuse to participate?" Like, give me a break. She said Larson implied there should have been participation, correct, which is contrary to California law. She should have said, "You have an absolute right not to talk with me if you don't want to," Olmedo said. Correct. Look, it's like I know the law. Olmedo noted that the alternate is a court reporter whose job literally is to take down accurately the words that are said and be clear on the meaning of those words. Interesting. I did not know that this alternate, who did not get called up during the trial, is a court reporter. Okay. So that's their whole job. Like, the people that are like, crazy. Given that, Olmedo says she puts great stock in the exact words the alternate said Larson used. Yeah, I would too. She's a great character witness in this case. Olmedo told Mueller, "I certainly understand your concerns, but the case law is pretty clear, as I laid out in my letter to all sides. This court has very limited jurisdiction as it relates to handling matters with the case on appeal. She can, however, refer attorneys to the state bar, which she said she'd do with Gardner, Mothap, and of course the investigator, Linda Larson. Linda Larson. All right. So what does this all mean? So we're not getting the evidentiary hearing to find out how they found out who the jurors were. Okay. Which is a bummer. It's a bummer, but the judge is pissed. So she threw the only book she had left to throw at them, which is, "I'm fucking reporting you to the California State Bar," which for an attorney is bad news bears. Okay. Because if you, lose your license or have too many dings, hey, Lara, or have too many dings against you, then that's it. You can't practice law. No one's going to let you in their courtroom. Right. So this is very, very big news. It tells us that Judge Olmedo is being very consistent. But as I referred to in an earlier video, which I will figure out how to tag at the end of this later, I think that Scientology is up to its every single trick. Okay, that they had, and we can witness this by the fact that during jury selection, they had a large representation on Danny's side there daily. Then during the trial itself, Danny's side had tons of people on it, right? Including, we know, representatives from the Church of Scientology. Church of Scientology's lawyer, Vicky Podboreski, was there several times, right? So this is a really big deal. I still stick to my theory, and it is a theory. I am supposing that what had happened is that, Scientology brought in a device that looks like a phone, okay? And it is some type of Bluetooth hijacking device. And they would, be at the back of the gallery and leave immediately after the jurors were dismissed, or even before, like, the end of everything wrapping up, so that they could be near the elevator where the jurors would be going up and down to go get their lunch, etc., before they got sequestered in the back, right? And get in the elevator with them, right? And even if they didn't get in the elevator with them, let's say they just went downstairs to wait for them to exit the elevator and then walk casually outside with them towards food. As soon as all those jurors turned their phones back on and their Bluetooth became active, they were soaking up all that info. There's so many opportunities for that to have happened during that trial. Okay. For people to have taken all those people's personal information. Now, one thing we all have on our phones, right? Whether it is, your work phone or whatever, you have your own contact in your phone, right? Which has your name, your address, your phone number, your basics, right? And in some cases, they can get more than that. Oh, you were in the courtroom. Lara was in the courtroom. Were you today? For Danny's thing or for something else? I want to know. Lara. Okay, yeah, let me send you a link. Guys, much excite. Let me hang on, Laura. I'm going to text it to you. 1 second. I have too many things open. And I text and text. Doom, 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 bow, bow. All right, I texted it to you, Laura. So there we go. Once Laura ringy-dingies my bell, we'll get her up here and get some deets, some breaking news deets to find out what happened in the courtroom today, guys, because this is important stuff. This is stuff that we are marching forward on against Scientology. This is, here she comes. 1 second, guys. Let me get her up on the screen. Hello, lovely. 1 second. Let's get Laura's video here. Boom. There you are. Look at your beautiful dog.
This is what Foxy's got to say.
Yeah. Let's Foxy's going to give us the down low.
Yeah, she's going to give you all the info. I might be a little delayed, but sorry if I
No,
am.
go for it. So
It's
what
probably
happened?
because of this. It's probably because of this weird. I've never even heard this app you just sent me.
Yes, it's Ecamm. It's what I use because I have all Mac stuff. And StreamYard is like taking a big poop today. So that's all right. I'm still here.
Okay, well, maybe it got a little bit better. But yeah, so basically, I'm so glad. Yeah, I made it there this morning. There was, I'm so bad with the names, but the lawyer that was trying to be like, well, with the jury number 4 or 8, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Basically they had one of their investigators, as you were talking about, Linda, going and seeing who the fuck she could harass and
Right.
like who and
Right.
how. And the great thing about this judge, and bless her heart, literally, because she has taken the time to follow through with this whole court situation and with
Right.
Danny Masterson going to prison. And, she really is on top of it. And she's learned so much to the point of like her telling Holly, one of P. Diddy's lawyers and Scientology's
Right.
lawyer, to not be not like during the Masterson case, like to not be so nice and social or talking to the one of the Jane Does. It's like,
Right.
what is your intention? You're being manipulative. Stop it. So anyways, one of the lawyers going back had major arthritis, like hands. I was literally like, how does he shuffle paperwork? He must have
Right.
like 10 people doing all the work and he just
Oh,
shows
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And then gets his millions of dollars, even though he knows he probably won't win. That's the fucked up thing, is Scientology doesn't really, I mean, they care about winning, yes. And it's very particular about what cases too. But anyway, so lawyer on the left, the guy there basically was trying to be like, per law, cat tran law, da 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 da. trying to school the judge as usual, trying to say, well,
Right.
Judge, Your Honor, per this, and she was like, you can stop explaining to me what the law is and get straight to the emails or the to messages and directly to what was said to the investigator and what was said to the jury member. So anyways, finally he gets to it, and he tries to say that the investigator, Linda, was just like, oh, you don't want to talk? Okay, no problem. Thank you. Have a good day. And the
Right.
judge interrupted and it said, that is false. The exact statement from the juror number 8, who is, she said, by the way, her job is a court official.
She's a court
Like her
recorder.
job is to
Yeah.
transcribe directly
Yeah.
what she hears. So she was like, I am going to take this statement from juror number 8. And I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you, she said, if you refuse, she said the exact thing was, are you refusing? You're declining. Basically,
Right.
the investigator used terminology, and the lawyer tried to be like, oh, and she just said thank you, and that was it. She didn't further, and then the judge was like, no, that's a lie. The
Yeah.
exact statement was, so you're refusing to, what was the exact thing? Because I want to get it right.
To
It was,
participate.
yeah, but it was you're declining. So
Okay.
you're declining to participate. And the judge went so far to say, she was like, let me put it in, let me give you a hypothetical. She said,
Hmm.
so if I tell you blah blah blah, gives this hypothetical in court, an OS and blah blah blah. And then she says, so now if I'm now telling you, oh, okay, so under the oath or whatever, you're right in court. And she was basically saying, if I told you as a response, so you're declining to be helpful, you're declining to participate,
Right.
what would you think? The dumb lawyer was like, goes, well, I would say, all right, Your Honor, thank you. And she was like, okay. She literally rolled her eyes. She rolled her eyes at the lawyer and she said, okay, well, if that's what you think, then so be it. And she rolled her eyes. Literally, I was like, oh my God, everybody in the court just saw the judge roll her eyes. By the way, we got Ashley here.
Hey, Ashley.
She
Yeah. No,
rolled her eyes
that's
and just said,
insane.
yeah, rolled her eyes and basically just said, if that's how you feel about it or whatever, that's great. We're moving forward. Like, she was like, no,
Yeah.
anyway, so she said, and she was like, and for a lawyer to use, and for an investigator to use, you have to say that, oh, so you're declining to
Right.
be helpful or to be to participate. That's what it was. So you're declining to participate.
Right.
And it sounds very official, like, and
Hmm.
especially if you're a jury on the case, you feel like, oh no,
Yeah.
am I messing up as a juror? Like, am I supposed
Exactly.
to talk to this person's investigator? Like, who knows? So not only did she say that, the investigator said that to her, but then the juror said, I'm going to report this to the judge, what just went down. After that, the person left. But had she not said that, I wonder how long Linda would have been intimidating a juror, and not just by threatening her slightly with, oh, so you're refusing to participate.
That's just
Don't talk to the
crazy.
fucking jury. Why are you talking to the jurors? Like, it's just so insane. Anyways, so that was really great. And like you said, Judge Almeida basically just said, all the lawyers involved are being sentenced to the board, the ethics, the board, the bureau of basically the law. I don't know all
Yeah.
the
The
fucking things,
bar.
but I
Yeah.
understand them. I understand them. They're going to ethics pretty much. They're going to get
Basically,
ComEvs and going to ethics.
lawyer ethics.
The lawyer fucking ethics. They're all going to ethics. They're literally that she said, I'm sending the lawyers to the bar, whatever
Hmm.
law of bar investigation and the Bureau of Investigation for basically for lawyers.
Yeah.
And that they are going to find out how and who,
Good.
since she couldn't, she said, my courtroom is not here to investigate. I will have the proper bureau do that and have the law of
I.
license basically of all, I said
Yeah.
Mobson. He's next. He's on the way.
Right.
But anyways, yeah. So
So
that
what?
was
What else
very
is?
cool, and
Yeah.
and they and I loved because I was in the courtroom when this had happened during the
Hmm.
Masterson trial. I was also in that with
Okay.
Aaron and everybody at the time, and I had seen her tell the bailiff or whoever she talks to,
Right.
saying I was like, oh, she's serious about that.
Yeah.
She said side note or sidebar, basically, like, we're going to be investigating how those names got out and who was involved. And I love that she followed through
Good.
even today and sent them all to fucking ethics. Go get your fucking ethics in. If you're not going to do it in Scientology, we're going to get your fucking ethics in legally.
Were there any Scientology lawyers present or anything today?
Yeah, I mean, there were the lawyer, Holly, you know, P. Diddy, of
No, but
course,
I mean like
lawyer.
Podboreski or Mangles or
No,
anything like that.
just two lawyers. The one I
Mm.
told you about that was trying
Yeah.
to tell the judge, oh, no, it wasn't intended
Yeah.
that way at all. Lies. And then she was like, yeah, are you done? Okay. Any other lawyer thing? She was just like, are you done? You're literally not even, you're just fucking lying to my face now. You're part of the Scientology cycle of
Right.
bullshit.
And then what else is going on in court today? Is there anything else juicy juice happening?
Scott has been, oh, by the way, the next like child, I call it the No More Child Bride court, but it's about the whole Gavin Potter
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
VSJ 1. Then that's in January sometime.
Right.
That
Okay.
court, so that'll be coming up. And it sounds far, but it's not. It's like these months go by so
No, it's
quick
like
now.
we're already at December 10th. So it's
Yeah,
like boom.
literally. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
crazy. So
insane.
yeah, and so then Scott and Audit LA and a few other people, they went to the, what was it, the police commissioner, City Hall. They just did a whole
Nice.
thing again right after he was done in that court case. He also spit out a little bit of trying to get Holly on his live stream earlier, trying to get her to talk about Jay-Z and the accusation of the 13-year-old.
Oh, right,
So
right, right.
and she did her little Holly like playing it off so
Right.
evil and covertly. She's such a
Is she
snide
representing
line.
Jay-Z right now in that case?
She's in Diddy's, yeah, Diddy. She's literally
Holy
Diddy's
shit.
lawyer. She's one of Diddy's lawyers. Look her up, Holly, whatever the fuck.
Sean
Anyway,
Hawley, yeah.
Sean Holly. She plays it off very very snaky and evilly, like, oh, ha, ha,
Mm,
ha, like everything's not a big deal and I'm a good person, so it's not me, I'm just being a lawyer. No, this girl is a snake. So yeah, I was a little annoyed of DOA, like, oh, don't be nice to her. And then here I am, yeah, and he's being told like, calm down, be nicer to people when you're protesting. So he's like, I can't do it
right.
right. It's so
Well,
funny, but yeah.
there's no way to do those things right. So what are your plans for today? First of all, your Celebrity Center protest with that disgusting fog, whatever the hell that shit was.
Fog smoke
Amazing.
machine. Yeah.
Amazing. That was so good. And thank you for not being there by yourself. Hi,
Yeah.
Foxy.
Well, I was
Okay.
trying to get Ashley in there because
Because
Ashley
yeah.
literally supports me in this all the time. If
Yeah.
I've got Ashley, I'm literally like, everybody else fuck off.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like
I can
I'm
almost
really
handle
concerned.
myself.
I know
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't. Listen, this is not any cut on you, Laura. You're a tough ass,
I feel like you're
mighty woman.
invalidating me.
No, not at all. But see, like when I see stuff like what happened with Danny happen, okay, and Danny is also a
Yep.
capable person. He made no aggressive movements. I
No,
watched
I
that
agree.
tape frame by frame. Okay,
Yep.
he told the guy basically to shut up. Like, okay, so what?
Yeah.
I tell
Oh,
people,
wham.
I know,
You
like,
never been told to
cry me a
shut up?
river. Like,
Wham. Like
is
literally,
that what you
like,
would do in
and
a movie theater if somebody told you like keep it down, like you're gonna get up and
yeah.
fucking body slam them and shit? I just
It
get
was that
worried because
Danny
it's
was so
escalating.
effective. It
Yeah.
was because, and we
Oh
mean
yeah, he got
Danny's
all those people to
impact.
leave. He got all
Yeah.
those people to leave. Yeah. No,
And
it was
and the guy
fantastic.
saw that he was going to be effective throughout the whole night if he stayed there.
Yeah.
That's literally so insane that
Hmm.
it's insane. But yeah, and
Well,
we're talking about
and you and I know,
Danny's impact,
yes, at
not
Danny's
Danny
impact.
Masterson.
No, not
Yeah.
fuck
Danny
Danny
can stay
Masterson.
and just. Oh, and
Yeah.
by the way, back to that
Oh yeah,
court
yeah.
thing. The judge repeated the first thing when she came in. She definitely had a joy in repeating the fact
Hmm.
that Danny is in prison under her sentence for 20 years. And then she
Yeah.
said it again
I
later. She
love
was like,
that.
so I'm going to close out my ruling and whatever. And she brought it up again. Like
It's
and yeah, she
fantastic.
protects those Jane Does. Let me tell you,
That's
she
awesome.
knows what she's doing.
No.
She's seen a lot of manipulative minds, women and men, and
Hmm.
she knows what's
Hmm.
going on. So that's
Hmm.
really, really awesome.
Yeah. Are you headed back to CC or where are you headed next?
We're gonna go do some artology and
Nice.
work. Yes, and we are going. I believe Scott's gonna be at Blue in a bit, doing
Okay.
might already be live out there right now. Yeah, he's already live out
He's
there.
already live. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, Nora, that we can slowly start sharing. But even as of yesterday, we've been putting in a lot of FOIA requests about all the swattings, and
Mm-hmm.
I won't get too ahead of myself
Oh no,
yet because
don't say anything about it, because my next stream is actually about your guys' efficacy and people trying to run an op on me to get me to not talk about you guys. I'm gonna show my receipts here on my next stream that's coming up. But like,
okay.
yeah,
I just wanted to
I can
talk.
tell how effective you guys are being by the weird sauce communications that I'm getting, trying to convince me what I should think about you guys.
Wow,
So
wow.
that's
People
what
are
I can tell you.
wasting their time.
People are like, first of all, I mean, Laura and I have, known each other for a long time. And we hadn't seen each other in person in many years, for until I went to LA for the protests. And, Laura and I are bonded through trauma, through love, through so many things. And when somebody wants to come, even if somebody's coming at me, like even about somebody that I have a beef with, like Aaron or something like that, right? As an example, deep down, we're all Scientology, ex-Scientology kids. And I know what that means. And I know the things that we went through. And so when somebody wants to come at me with like something that's so fucking crazy and so off the wall, I'm just like, bro, you're barking up the wrong tree. There's a 0% chance, even if it's somebody I'm not like affectionate with right now and like buddy, I'm going to go like, you're crazy. Like this, I'm not the
Yeah,
droid you're
and the
looking
thing
for.
But the thing is also like, what's the intention? Are you trying to
Right.
just heal your being right, even if you think you're so right, right? What is the worthy in trying to be right about something that somebody isn't accepting or getting? Like,
Yeah.
how are you gonna? No, you got to get somebody to really accept that and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like, clarify it and clean it up. If you're trying to continue crap, it's not gonna happen. You're gonna
Yeah.
find yourself very lonely.
Yeah. Yeah. So whoever these people are, I'm just going to let them know. I don't know who
Okay,
they are.
but what I
It's a bunch
was
of
gonna say
wackadoos.
is all.
Go for it.
What I was gonna say is all. We have more information that is proving, Nora, directly. You will. Oh my God, I was laughing like no. I was literally like hearing just some of the footage from the camera
Right.
from the and the security calls to 911 that are
Yeah.
literally coming from Scientology,
Inside the
either third
building.
party security
Yeah.
or security directly.
I can't wait to hear those, because like literally between me, you, maybe Aaron, I'm trying to think of other people who are at PAC and stuff like that. Oh, Miriam, we could probably hear those voices and be like, I fucking know who that is. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Because like we know these people. Like the other day, when it was Dan Walks LA's footage of the or was it Streets? Maybe it was one of those two. But anyway, when they got like right up and close and personal at the end of the parade with the float people. And
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
Dan, because that guy came up and started talking to Dan, and then he got like shuffled away. There was a
Yeah.
woman there that was standing there, and I fucking recognized her. It's Anjali Hubbard. She
Yep.
has a
I
new
saw
last
that.
name now, right? And now
Blonde hair.
she's the administrative director for Delphi. And I'm like, it took me 1 second. I saw her side profile, because she has a very distinctive profile, and I was like,
Yep.
I know you. I know
You
exactly
know
who you
who
are.
else was there? You know who else was
Mm,
there that I recognized that I couldn't get their name until freaking way later on? Was this chick? This like she looks young all the time. She had really
mm.
blonde hair. She was in the cadet org in Clearwater, and her name's Eve. Eve, and she has a brother like either named not Nick Lister, but another blonde kid that was. Anyways, her name's Eve.
Okay.
And I was even on the EPF. She was a tech page in Clearwater. And now she's
Weird.
clearly out of the Sea Org, or
Yeah.
she's kind of a little, I don't know, something. And
Yeah.
I was like, what is her name? Because I used to literally, I was like one of her only friends in
Right.
Clearwater.
Right.
I was like, how is she still brainwashed in this? But I was like, I was like, you! I kept like pointing at her. You know who I am. Did you also see that I saw Diva and Sky Center?
No, you did
Driving
not.
driving into the celebrity center for the yes, Diva Gostovin, whatever her last name is, who's best friends with Emily Armstrong, who's the current lead singer of Linkin Park.
Yeah. No, see, and this is the
Driving
problem when
in,
you and
Jim
I are watching
Meskimen.
this stuff. We remember, you and I have like memories of
Yep, I
steel
am
for
like,
people's faces. You
yep,
know, we know who these people are. They can't, that's why they get freaked out when you're there, because they
yep.
know you're going
They
to be like,
literally
hey,
freaked out.
Bob, you know, and you're going to just like start
Their
fucking
faces
talking about
went
them.
white. Sky
Yeah,
was like hiding behind her seatbelt.
of
Oh my
course.
God, it's her.
Of course. Of course.
Diva
Because
was like,
I can't believe, you know what you know what I would love to find out one day, and who knows if we'll ever see it. I want to see the dead agent packs that they've put together about all of us, because you
yeah.
know that shit is so fucking wild and
and
so
and
out
tear
there,
jerking. Oh, please. OMG, little, oh
right?
wow, little bitches, little bitches.
Nuts.
Anyway, so more is coming. I'm not going to take up your whole stream, but
Yes.
if you want me to jump on about other shit, I definitely will, because I have the paperwork, and we have some things that we could
Okay.
definitely
Well, if you,
talk about already.
yeah,
There's
we'll
not,
do,
here's the thing. We're putting this whole mind map thing and everything together, and no, we're not
yeah,
afraid of saying what we know. We're not,
no,
there's no actual reason, unless a lawyer who specifically is dealing with us and says, don't
correct,
let people know about that. That's as simple as that.
correct.
And right now, the facts are the facts, and they can't be changed. All we're doing is simply getting information that we're allowed to
Mm-hmm.
legally have from the city.
Mm-hmm.
And already the evidence is there.
Oh,
So
it's, and
wait
this
till we
is what I
get the
talked
lawyer
about.
in.
Yeah, and this is what I talked about a few streams ago, where I did that breakdown of like how Mike and Marty basically like fucking stole the whole movement away from the original momentum that it had back in the 80s, 90s, right? Because if you look at the OG people that you and I would call OGs, Hannah,
Like the
Spanky,
anonymous crews.
Jesse,
Yeah.
well, even prior to Anonymous, I'm talking about
That's
Hannah,
true.
Spanky,
That's
Jesse,
true.
you know,
Even
even
Mark Bunker and
Mark
all of
Bunker
them in
back in the
Clearwater.
day, the LMT Trust, all of that.
Yep.
They had one thing in common. They were not an organized group of people by any means or stretch of the imagination. However, all of them constantly did one thing, which was talk about specifics. They talked about the who, what, when, where, why, how, all of the ins and outs of what went on in these incidents. As soon as Mike and Marty came on the scene, starting in 2004 with Marty and then in 2007 with Mike, we have this shift starting in 2009 when they both started their blogs of broad sweeping, as Scientology likes to call it, generalities of just bad Scientology. And let's focus on David Miscavige, right? Instead of talking about the actual crimes, all of a sudden, because who else who had they all been talking about? Like Frank Oliver, Gary Scarf, all these guys who spoke out. They were naming names. They were talking about Mike, Marty, David Miscavige, and the other executives. And then all of a sudden, we're not talking about any of we're washing it. We're just washing it away. And now why people are getting scared is because we are going back to the basics. We're going back to specifics. We're not going to keep going like Scientology abuses kids. Like we fucking know that. But like, we're going to talk about the specific abuse of you, of Miriam, of, you know, the other people who are,
There's no reason
going
not
forward.
to.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason not to.
Yeah.
Unless you are specifically hiding something personally, there is
Mm-hmm.
no reason not to.
Boom.
And honestly, again, there's no reason not to, even if you feel like you have to hide something. No, there's actually nothing embarrassed. No, you don't have a choice to feel embarrassed about not
Mm-hmm.
saying something. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
fucking choice when you're part of a crime. Oh, I was embarrassed that I stole this. You stole it. Do the fucking thing and make it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
And
no.
that's
And
why
these are
yeah.
childhood crimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to keep diving into those older videos that are still out there on the internet where these guys are talking about very real, very actionable things that occurred. Now, most of the statute of limitations have run out on even those crimes that happened in the 70s and 80s. I would say, though, however, asterisk, like in terms of the whole IRS debacle where, you know,
Wait, what do
people
you mean
committed.
statute? No, children's statute
No,
doesn't
no,
ever
not that
run out.
children's stuff. I'm talking about like other crimes that these people committed in on orders of David Miscavige or Mike or Marty, or even sometimes L. Ron Hubbard. to do things like, but there are certain things that I think statute of limitations would not have run out, like infiltrating the United States government, as an example, or blackmailing the IRS. Like, I'm pretty sure that doesn't have a statute of limitations. You know what I mean? So I think that we need to get more specific on that. Oh, thank you guys for putting Laura's channel up there. Let me put that up. That it needs to, these specifics need to be honed in on, and we need to focus in on these crimes. And I love, the mind map is incredible. I think I have access to it. I can't remember. I need to, I'll
Yeah,
check my
you
email.
totally. And if you don't, then you'll get it. It's very,
Yeah.
we're not allowing idiots or anybody that's not fully. No idiots allowed in the mind map.
Are you sure you're allowing
and
me then? No,
people
I'm just kidding.
and people who people that are in it are so helpful and useful. They're on
Yeah.
it doing things every single day, and it's so
Yeah.
amazing. It's so cool. It's like, this thing is going to help lawyers. Everything's just going to be like boom, boom, boom. No, we have it all here.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. You got to love technology. Guys, if you're not subscribed to the beautiful Laura, please subscribe. Go watch her protest at CC from the other night. It was fucking like chef's kiss of protesting. Ashley, what's your at? Where's Ashley?
Papusatology 99.
Papusatology.
I don't stream though. I'm just a backup camera woman.
Listen,
No,
I love papusas.
we want to
So
get her
that's all
on the
good.
streams. We want to get her on the streams, and it's super
Please
important.
subscribe to Ashley. Listen, guys, I want to say something, Ashley. Thank you for being there to back people up constantly. I know you're not in this for fame and all that other stuff, that you're there literally to be a witness, to make sure people are safe, because safety in numbers, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love what you're doing, and I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you, Nora. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Because we got to be safe out there. I want you guys to all be safe. That's just, Laura and I had a big talk when I was in LA, and Laura told me in no uncertain terms, I'm not her mother. Don't mother her. But it's my instinct. It's the Greek mom in me. Like, I love all you guys so much, and I want to make sure that you're all safe, because you guys matter to me, and it's important. And it's important what you guys are doing. You sitting there and seeing Diva and them in the car, and they're freaking out. They're not going to forget that. They're still thinking about it. They're still thinking about it. And that's what is important. But I want you guys really to be safe out there, because they are escalating. They're ramping
we
it
will,
up.
and we're keeping documentation of everything. I'm not fucking worried. Enough trauma from my childhood has built up my strength to sit these motherfuckers down and just be like, get out of my face, or everything you're doing is going to be used against you, literally.
Yeah.
Period. Full stop. All right, I love you. Please invite me on, and we can talk about a bunch of shit.
We'll do a whole stream where we just talk about all that stuff.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, we can do many streams. We need to talk about every child abuse, every normal, all the adults that constantly we need to call everybody out for their shit if they're not going to fucking do it themselves. So do it yourself, or we're going to call you out, period.
You heard it here first, guys. Thank you, Laura. I love you.
I love you.
Bye. All right, guys. That was an exclusive with Laura FM. Eyewitness in the court letting us know what happened. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad I got to talk to her. I love Laura. I love her energy. I love her pasión. I love everything about it. Let me quickly, because my other stream is supposed to start in 60 seconds. Let me go through these comments here. There's no statute of limitations on any crime involving, it needs to be bigger, child abuse in any form. Thank you, Breezy Report. That is correct. Expose the truth over and over again. Truth and love always win in the long run. This is a marathon. That is correct. That is correct. Yes, I know what time it is. Thank you. Vernon, my political channel is on its way to monetization. We're working on it. Okay, guys, I'm finishing this stream. I'm literally going to run to the loo, and then I'm going to start the next stream. Come back. I'll see you guys in literally like less than 2 minutes. Okay, hang on. Thank you, as always, to my mods for keeping this stream right and tight. Thank you for all of you viewing, to know why we're here, what we're up against, what we keep fighting, and the truth that we're constantly trying to bring out here on this channel. Please go see my other videos. Click that link for my link tree, and I'll see you next time on the Flippity Dippity.